So today I'm really pleased that I'm joined by Tony Baker QPM to talk about a really significant event, and in fact it's the most significant event taking place this year in the UK police technology and innovation sector. And I am of course talking about the NPCC Innovation and Digital Summit, which will take place in Liverpool between the 20th of October and Wednesday the 22nd of October. We'll get into the details and the details about the awards also in a few moments. But Tony, perhaps you could start off by introducing yourself to everybody and what your role is within the NPCC.
Oh, good afternoon, and thank you, David, for the invite to talk to people today. So, I am the Chief of Staff for the Digital Data and Technology Coordinator Committee. So, under Chief Counsel Rob Carden, Chief to be of Merseyside, is the Chair of the Coordinating Committee, and I'm his Chief of Staff who manages the portfolio day to day for him. My background is I was a Chief Officer in Kent before I retired, and I'm currently a Chief Officer in Cumbria, working to Rob Carden. What does DDAT-CC do? It brings together our work around cybersecurity and information assurance under the Police Information Assurance Board. We bring all the CIOs and heads of IT together as under the National Technology Board. We bring together all the heads of change to the National Change Board for digital, and we also have a National Data and Analytics Board that's led by Chief Counsel Chris Todd that looks at our national work around data and analytics. So our job is to bring policing together and try and unite us around a vision of the future. That's our National Police Digital Strategy we've just relaunched in May. And this summit is really the event where we will take that newly refreshed strategy and unpack it with policing and with industry to try and understand how are we going to deliver better technology to the front line in the next 5 years.
And importantly, it's not just the DDAT-CC committee this event brings in as well.
No, so we work very closely with the Science and Innovation Coordinating Committee, a new coordinating committee that really looks at how do you get an idea that's in a force, in a university, in a business that might improve policing. How do you then test it, fund it, prototype it, get it to a point where it's been evaluated, and if it's found to be of value to policing more generally than in a specific instance, how do you blueprint it? How do you get it available through national services like the Police Digital Service? So we've partnered with that coordinating committee. So you'll see at this summit event the full spectrum of digital capabilities, from those in early inception, in prototype, the art of the possible coming through in the future, lots of things around AI and analytics and those sorts of technologies, right through to the kind of core systems, cloud and infrastructure and things that we use day to day in policing. So it's a full spectrum of digital from cradle to grave.
So, Tony, and we'll have some slides to support this. What are the key objectives for holding the National Summit on innovation and digital this year?
Well, it's really, as it's been commissioned by both chairs. So Jeremy Vaughan, the Chief of South Wales Police, and Rob Carden, the soon-to-be Chief of Merseyside Police, have commissioned this. And really, we want to bring together policing leads and industry leads to talk about how are we going to use digital tools to make the public more safe and improve confidence in policing. And that's really about making sure that we strengthen the ability to collaborate between policing, our partners in Home Office, Ministry of Justice, health, etc., and industry. So that's the purpose of the summit. It's just to really work out how we do it differently. So we've really got to engage better with technology, science, innovation sectors, because they're the people that invent and deliver new capabilities and run them for us. So how do we explain what we need to them and get them to tell us what they can do? How do we collaborate between forces and regions? How do we make sure we really focus on the frontline capabilities? Nothing in technology is useful unless it goes into the hands of a member of the officers or staff and makes their job easier or makes them better at their job. It's your chance to network, to see what suppliers do, to make contacts across force boundaries, across regions. We've really got to think about how we tackle the things that we own that are out of date. So how do we deal with that legacy, and how do we get the new stuff into production? And lastly, importantly, our workforce, our digital workforce, is really important. And we're gonna have a theme running through about how do we understand and maximise the contribution that sort of different people can make to the delivery of our technology. So it's hopefully got something for everybody in it.
And Tony, on that last theme, the subtitle we're giving for the event is thinking differently about how we can deliver the strategy. In the police tech sector, we do have a disproportionate positive amount of people who have got neurodiverse properties, and they do think differently. So how can we enable them to help us work better is part of the conversation we want to have.
Yeah, absolutely, David. We need the best talent, and the best talent means that you got to open yourself up and be accommodating and enable the best people, whoever they are, whatever background or skills or talents they have, to come and work in policing, and that's what this is about. So,
So
David, I think it's my turn to ask you a question now. So that's enough for me. The venue and the location. What's the event going to be like?
yeah, so thanks, and it's nice to be asked the question instead of doing the asking on the webinars as well this time around. So we have managed to get the ACC in Liverpool, which is right on the banks of the Mersey. Fantastic purpose-built venue, very accessible. That's one of the things we really wanted to focus on when we look back to the purpose of the event. It is an ideal location in terms of the location. You will remember it was possibly used for Eurovision a few years ago when Ukraine. We've not got that side of the venue, we've got the other side of the venue. Purpose built, really great AV, audio visual, places to work and put your laptop in the auditoriums, huge auditoriums for breakout rooms and for the main plenaries. And then the venue itself, fantastic exhibition space. This is very much a summit, a conference supported by exhibitions. This is where the sponsors will be a key element of this as we go through. But what we've tried to do is make sure there's a really good opportunity to network, to chat and discuss and see and touch and feel the technology that's there. So a really good venue, very much the idea of there's a conference and agenda to cover everything. And Liverpool is easier to get to and quite good value to get to from all over the UK. So I've put on screen there some of the travel times from across the UK. We're not too far away from the airports, right on the waterfront, good parking, good accessibility. And when we formally register people, they'll get links to discounted hotels where we've worked with the local authorities. So it's really easy to get to. So we do want you to be able to travel there on the day. And speaking of getting the registration and getting everybody there, I think it's really important we do focus on who will be there from the coordination committees and the chief officers. Can you tell me more about the delegates and the mix that we're going to be having?
Yeah, so I mean, what we don't want is a conference that's dominated by industry people trying to sell things to policing. We want it to be a policing conference supported by industry. So at least 60% of the delegates are going to be from policing and law enforcement. Anyone from UK law enforcement and not just police forces can attend. Blue light agencies welcome to attend, and we are going to really push hard to make sure that every force sends a chief officer with responsibility for digital. So in the past, there's been a bit of a Cinderella experience for people working in technology, in that the head of IT or the CIO may not even sit as part of the chief officer team. It's seen as a part of support services. We're really keen in our coordinating committee and the science and innovation one to really push forward the fact that without good digital capabilities, no police force can operate effectively in the 21st century with the way that crime is committed, the way that evidence is available, and the way that information helps us target the right people, etc., and protect people. So we want to raise the profile. This conference is about raising the profile of the digital strategy, raising the profile of how forces need to get really interested in maximising their investment in IT. We spend as a sector about £2 billion a year on technology. We need to think about how we spend that £2 billion most effectively. So this is really about saying we've got a new strategy to get some interested people. So people from business change in forces, people from IT in forces, people from chief officer teams, want to get them along so they can all participate and think about what are we going to do differently. So thinking differently the scene, what are you going to do differently in the next 5 years? It's going to give your officers and staff and your public a different type of policing service based on the technology they use.
And so in terms of registration, we've made it as simple as possible. Now, nobody's actually formally registered yet. We are going to be doing that in the next couple of weeks. So the process is, and over 980 people when I looked yesterday, maybe over 1,000 now, have pre-registered their interest in the event. So what we're going to be doing is If you have pre-registered, don't worry, we've got your details. You can scan the QR code, head over to the PDS website, put your details in, and then we're going to be starting to invite batches of people to formally confirm their registration. It's free for the public sector colleagues to come, but obviously it does cost. So it's really important that if you're committing to come, you really do come to this event. We're not going to make tickets available yet for the private sector. To maintain that 60-40 split, there is a process. And what we're going to do is make sure that we're releasing tickets so that every force has the right level of representation over the next few weeks and processing. So really important you pre-register, because then we can put you into the batches, get your invites out to you to formally register, to get your details there, and make sure you do it. So if you think you've re-registered, you can do it again. We'll take the first time you register as being when you are in the queue. It's dead simple to fill in the basic details, and then we'll be sending you links where you can put in all your details so we can formally get your tickets, your badges ordered, understand your menu choices in terms of any allergens, things like that, or any accessibility needs. Important you do tell us those as well, so we can really make it's a very successful event. We're here to enable you to get what you need out of the event, and we'll do that first of all by the registration. So an important part of this event, Tony, is the second ever digital awards, the NPCC Innovation and Digital Awards. We did them online last year in terms of announcing them, but now we're back with the summit again. We've got that opportunity for an awards dinner on the Tuesday evening. Why are the awards so important?
Well, as I said a little bit earlier, there's a tendency for people working in digital to be seen as support services. We see them in our coordinating committee as critical enablers. As you say, nothing much can happen in policing without digital capabilities to do your job. So we want to really use this as an opportunity to kind of highlight the great work of individuals and teams in digital, whether it's in innovation, whether it's about making savings, whether it's making us more secure, whether it's getting our people trained up and skilled, leading. No, we got some great awards here for people to nominate. We really encourage people to present those awards, and it may seem like a simple thing, but when you give someone an award, it obviously is a hugely important moment for them in their professional career. It recognises the often hundreds, thousands of hours of effort they've put in to get something to happen, and their commitment over a long time. So for our people, it's really important that we recognise them for their hard work, and for both chiefs. This is a showcase moment on a national stage at a large conference to kind of recognise people that might not be at the forefront of policing when it comes to kind of being recognised. So we really want to push people forward that perhaps aren't being recognised in the traditional way in forces.
Absolutely, and working across this sector, there's loads of awards every year for the supplier community, for various places where the recognition of innovation is done. But it's very hard for the public sector, and particularly in the policing sector, we're really good at not sharing our great stories. Part of the purpose of this is for people to reflect on what they are achieving, put the submissions in, and get those nominations into us. So it's a very simple process, but time is beginning to run out. We have had over 100 people who've downloaded the nomination packs, and yesterday the events team, we emailed everybody who'd downloaded the pack but hadn't yet submitted their nomination, because the nominations do close very, very soon. I'm going to put the countdown on. We've got 12 days, 5 hours, 44 minutes as we speak on the live webinar to get your nominations in to us so that they can be judged. You might think it's a little bit early for October, but as last year we had over 130 nominations for the awards. We want to make sure they've got the absolute opportunity to make sure that they're judged properly. We're able to recognise all the fantastic work that's going on. So scan the QR code, head over to the PDS website, navigate to the awards, download the form if you haven't got one already, and then we'll keep chasing you up over the next couple of weeks. And we are going to be alerting chiefs of this at the moment to make sure they're being put in there. And importantly, suppliers this year can nominate the forces they've been working with. If they want to recognise their public sector colleagues, suppliers can actually nominate people as well. So it is a new part that we've added this year to make it part of it. Let's move on to the next bit now. So one of the things that we can't do this event without the sponsors. So, Tony, how important is the relationship with sponsors, and where does that figure in our new DDAT strategy?
Yeah, one of the key five themes of our strategy, it's been refreshed, says that we need to collaborate with the private sector. If we just treat people as suppliers and give them a contract and pay them when they deliver it, we don't get the best out of them, and they don't get the best out of us without understanding what challenges we're facing and what we need help with. This conference is about getting over 3 days an opportunity for you to meet with and talk with industry. That gives them insight into what you're interested in, what you're looking for. It gives you a great insight into what they're doing. I have calls every week with industry where someone I've never heard of tells me about something they've done that is really remarkable and could be used in policing to really make it the public safer. So I think it's a great thing for you to come along. There'll be a great exhibition space. There'll be lots of suppliers there that they'll be talking about what they can do to help you make the public safer, and you'll find a huge amount of knowledge available in that event. So really looking forward to getting in the room with industry and seeing what they can do to help us, David.
And industry have been very generous supporting us. We are completely sold out, pretty much. We've got a couple of packages left to allocate and finalise in terms of the commercial arrangements, etc. All the sort of things that you'd expect us to be doing on that. If there is a supplier who thinks they need to be involved, please get in touch with us through the PDS website. We've still got some opportunities and ways of working. If you've got something that is innovative, different, that you think should be seen at this event, please get in touch with us, because there's lots of other things, and we're going to be doing a lot more focus on coordinating the conversation. The DDAT strategy, we're halfway through the 10-year cycle. We've had the refresh. We've really got to coordinate, collaborate across this sector, both industry, policing together, our wider government partners. We're going to be doing a lot more coordinated events to help us, because engaging on this subject together will help us deliver those things. And that, going back to the purpose of the event, is really important. So finally, Tony, as we're getting close to the end of the input today, and we hope this has given some people an idea of what to expect, what to do. If you have registered, please keep an eye out on your emails for details. This is the only event this autumn that you need to be at for around the innovation and digital, run by the NPCC, enabled by PDS. So why is this event so important over the next couple of years, and what are the challenges facing us?
Well, as people know, the spending reviews just confirm that we're not getting a big injection of money to improve our technology. So we've got to make the money we're spending now work harder for us. And that means making some different choices. It means decommissioning old technology and old ways of working, and really pushing on the front foot and making better use of our data and better use of analytics and AI to improve our productivity and our service to the public. So we've got to think about how that happens. That doesn't just happen because we write a strategy. We write a strategy that says where we need to go and articulate some of how we need to get there. But people working in technology and policing and suppliers need to actually come up with the tangible things you're going to do differently going forward. So really, this is a chance to do a bit of CPD, a bit of sort of strategy development for yourself to say, actually, what are the opportunities? How are we going to transition away from the things we've always done to the things that we could do that will give us much better public safety? So this is a real foot in the ball moment. Get together with colleagues, with industry, have a bit of time out of the workplace, and think about, if that's the strategy, how are you in your role going to implement it? And that's what we want this event to be about. And some fun and a good dinner.
It will be fun. There's limited places for the dinner where we do the awards. We are hoping to really get good people there. And I really would like to see some of the operational, the front line there as well. We want that mix of the digital teams, the innovation teams, the business change, the frontline operational departments, the senior leaders. If we're going to enable the change we need across policing, we really need everybody in the room sharing the vision, working out how to collaborate, breaking down the barriers that allow us to move forward. So, Tony, it's a short webinar today. I think it's really helpful to get this across to people. If people have got any questions, please get in touch through the PDS inquiry desk, through the online portal we have there, where you can Just scan a QR code, fill in a form, it'll come straight through to us. We'll be able to get all your details passed on to the right member of the team, or even just connect you with the right member of the business engagement team who are already there working with your force. So if you do have any questions about this or anything else that's going on at the moment, just fill in the form, head over to the PDS website, and we have a fantastic process for making sure we get back to you. We have got some other events coming up. It's not only the summit that we're working on at the moment. There's an awful lot going on, and just shows the level of engagement we do have with industry. So there's a big technology showcase run by BT tomorrow, where there's lots of different partners going to be, lots of different suppliers and policing there. The North Wales, North West regional meetings taking place. We've got some more webinars, and then the last webinar before we close for the summer will be with Opscare, where they're going to be talking about their test and learn. We're going to be involved in the Tech UK Vorg event, and of course there is the other event that Tony and I are both working closely with, the Emergency Services Show, which is again another aspect of where we're able to bring together industry, practitioners and colleagues and leaders to talk about the way that we're working. And the Emergency Technology Show will be at the summit, and we're going to be at the Emergency Technology Show, a real partnership approach. And we had some great meetings over the last couple of weeks where we're looking at how we can make sure that we can get content across both those two key events this autumn that will be of real interest. Tony, once again, thanks for joining us today. I hope you've been able to get anything out of your webinar. I don't think any questions have popped into the slide, but so thanks everybody for joining us, and we hope to see you soon, and certainly to see you in Liverpool next to the Beatles Experience and the River Mersey. You see the ferry going across in October. Thanks for joining us.